Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I kind of compiled a list of all my favorite Utah nurseries for you. This is going to be in two parts just because I had quite a few. And I broke them up into Utah County and Salt Lake County because that's where I used to live for a long time. And so that's kind of the areas I'm familiar with. So this isn't going to cover Southern Utah or anything like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. The first one on this list, and I'm kind of going to go in a roughly chronological order from like my least favorite to most favorite and just ones that I went to the least versus the most. But the first one is an American Fork and it's called Highland Gardens. And this is, they have outdoor and indoor plants, and they also have a home section inside where they have a lot of cute decor and all that sort of stuff. But it's kind of like off the side of the road in American Fork, just when you're driving on one of the like main roads. And this is it's like, I say it's one of my least frequented places, but it is a really good shop. They usually just have a wide selection of hanging plants. They always have very pretty and well-kept plants just throughout their entire store. They usually also have a lot of Ficus elasticas, mainly the burgundy variety. I remember them having a lot of small little plants of them, as well as like bigger floor plants. Of that variety, and they also have a lot of snake plants. So those two are probably the two like most reliable plants that you can find there. But they also have a very wide variety of succulents, and I remember them having very big quantities of peperomia and just all sorts of peperomia there. So it was very, very fun to go there, and then it was also just very nice to kind of have a bit more variety of like products. So if you're in the mood for just shopping and not necessarily specifically plant shopping, you could like go look at all the plants, and you could also go inside to their indoor section and look at all their home decor and just all that sort of stuff, because I feel like we're all a bit of like suckers for home decorations and stuff like that too, as well as indoor plants. So that was a very good one for both of those. The second shop was actually in Provo. If you have been in the area, it is near the Provo airport, and it's called Mccords. And it's more of a outdoor specific nursery. They have a lot of outdoor plants, a lot of like annuals and that sort of stuff. But they did have a little corner dedicated to houseplants, and this one's on my list because their plants are always very, very well taken care of, and they also are very well priced. I got a massive rubber tree. I say massive, but like for indoor plants, it was like pretty tall. And I got it for, I believe, $10 from that shop. And it was just very, very well taken care of. Like I said, there was no issues with it. I never had any like problems with bugs or anything like that. They were always very good about watering their plants and keeping them, like letting them dry out as much as they needed to and all that. Because sometimes you can go into a shop and they're a bit too watchful of their plants, and then the plants end up getting overwatered, or they just end up getting like cosmetic damage on the leaves. And I don't think I've ever seen a plant at Mccords that had cosmetic damage of any kind. They just take very, very good care of their plants there. The next one on this Utah County plant list is Shade Home and Garden. And this one is in Orem, kind of near UVU type area. But this is, again, they have a large selection of outdoor plants, but they do have an indoor greenhouse, and they get shipments, I think, every week there. About midweek or so, but they have very good prices on their plants as well. They usually have a lot of small starter plants for about $3 to $5, and that's where I've gotten a lot of my little pothos starts, and I've just kind of bought in a load of them and grouped them together, and then planted them together so they could grow as one big plant. But I went more so for the pottery there rather than the plants. They have a very wide selection of pottery. And although there's always some expensive pots, there are a lot of very like cost-effective pots that aren't super expensive, but of course they're not dirt cheap or anything, but they are very unique and very just like neutral tones, earthy tones, and all that sort of stuff. And it was very nice to find something that was just a bit more unique and a bit more like they worked better with the plants rather than just being some awkward shapes and awkward sizes. So that's where I've gotten a lot of my pots from, and a lot of my favorite pots are from Shade. The next plant shop is also in Orem. It's right off of, I believe it's right on State Street actually. So it's right in the center, and you can miss it if you drive too fast. So keep your eye out. But it's called Planted Earth, and it is actually a vintage and antique shop. So it's not like a houseplant specific shop. They have so many just hidden gems in there of just, if you like antique shopping, you'll love this place. So you'll go through and you'll shop, and then they have a door that leads to their little outdoor greenhouse that's connected to their main shop. And they have so many different plants in there. And they're also very well taken care of. The lady that owns the shop, she owns it with her husband, and they've been taking care of these plants for years. And they grow a lot of their new plants from just propagations that they've taken and are growing in the back of their greenhouse. And they have some of the best prices on houseplants that I've seen at all of the other plant shops that I've gone to. So I highly recommend checking them out, not only for their antiques, but also their houseplants. Like I said, they have very, very good prices on a lot of their houseplants. I've gotten my string of hearts there, and it was in a massive 6-inch pot, and it was already trailing, and I believe it was like $20 to $30, and they are the healthiest string of hearts I've ever seen. Like, everybody's selling them here. I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, those don't look near as nice as the ones that I got. So I definitely recommend them. And if anybody asks me the #1 plant shop to check out if they're in Utah for like a day or so, that's the one that I suggest. My second to last favorite is Sun River Gardens, and that's in Orem as well. And I believe that's kind of the more popular of houseplant shops around Utah County. That's the one that usually everybody knows about, everybody's gone to. And they have a very good selection of plants, but I found that they don't get a lot of unique plants in very often, which is fine because they have all the staples and all like the things that you would want at a plant shop, and their prices are generally quite good. If they do get something a bit more unique in, it is going to be a bit more expensive, obviously. So prices aren't the greatest on that. But on like pothos, for instance, I got a massive neon pothos like hanging basket for like $16. And that is the best price I've seen ever since. And that was like since, you know, a year's gone by now. So they have very good prices on stuff like that, where it's just like the general snake plants, hanging baskets of pothos and all that sort of stuff. And they also have an indoor section, which I just love. And they're very good about having like seasonal decorations and stuff like that. And so it's just a very fun shop to go to. And my favorite houseplant shop of all time, it was a bit far from me, but it was still in Utah County, I believe. But they also have a shop in Salt Lake County, but I'll get to that when we get to that next part. It's called Cactus and Tropicals, and this place is my all-time favorite. It was about 30 minutes away from me, so it was a special occasion type shopping trip. But I loved going there. They had so many unique plants. They had an outdoor section, but they really focused on indoor plants. And they are probably the like suppliers of the more unique plants in Utah County. If you're looking for something a bit more unique, that is the place to go to. And it was just amazing. I had a friend here who visited Utah, and she asked me, what shop should I go to? And that is the one that I told her. I was just like, if you're gonna go to one and you can't like make it to Orem, that sort of area, go to Cactus and Tropicals in Draper. And that is the best shop of all time, in my opinion, in Utah. I do think the one in Salt Lake is a bit bigger, so we'll get around to that. I'll try to find pictures for you guys in that next video. But that is, if you're gonna go to Utah and you're around Draper or Salt Lake, go to Cactus and Tropicals. You will not regret it. It's such a good experience. So those are the Utah County plant shops that I suggest you go to and that are my favorites. Of course, there's like little small ones here and there as well, but those are the main ones that I've been to and that I kind of hunted around for to find while I was there. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if there is any that I missed, please let me know. But if you did enjoy, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.